All right. Having told you that, let's move on. Folks on Facebook and YouTube will come up, they'll join us again. Where were we before we had a technical glitch? Let's just finish listening to this guy. You don't almost finish, I beg. We'll just finish. You know what? Because people are just joining us, let's listen to it again. It's fun now, Abby.
I don't want to talk about those who are looking for power. Do you know one thing I like Tinubu? You know one thing I like Tinubu? Tinubu is not somebody to do eye service. I hear them saying, in your family, you go and you sold your brother out because of porridge of beer. I don't know whether you're assuming Mazen Nandekan is at fault. Are you supposed to say such a thing? If you are reasonable, if you say that you are reasonable, you are somebody, former governor, former this, are you supposed to say such a thing? In a country that a bandit, a terrorist, killed Inspector General and Assistant Commissioner of Police, and wore his clothes, his uniform, and come for negotiation meeting with the federal government, and nothing happened. A country where the main bandits and the terrorists are having meeting with, and they said, the government official said, we know them. But this one, nobody in this trial, nobody, no evidence, no somebody, so just as in I, Mr. AAA, I was a person that burned police station. I was the person that killed this person. I was the person that did this, and I was able to do it because of Mazen Nandekan's instruction or broadcast. No single person. Knockout. I don't know whether what to call knockout. This one say small little children normally play during the festive period. It was a tender in a terrorism charge. No communication. Just like how we normally see. I have participated. I have seen trial. How the trial of a terrorist, how they normally handle it. It's not a tear. It's not a tear bread something. It's a very serious business. You must secure the conviction, the trial, prove it beyond reasonable doubt. This is the gun. This person is the person who used this gun and killed this person. He said that he was able to kill it upon hearing. You link that broadcast to that particular action. It is not presumed. You don't presume it. You don't do it in assumption. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. Mr. Victor, somebody said, Allah will deal with you. If I don't kill you this night, call me bastard. And somebody reached him and died. The person made a comment, true. He will be arrested because he's the person that. But it doesn't end like that. You must check. Okay, now. Chief has not asked this question. Mazen Nandekan said, if you go to conference, they played it too. I'm just giving this instance, and I want people to understand it. Mazen Nandekan said, Ikenwachuku and those who attended international national conference, that national conference, 2014 national conference, that if you go there and you do not talk about Biafra, just write your will. This is one of the things Nandekan, according to them, the same Nandekan said. When Chief asked them, those people that went there, those Igbo people, did they talk about Biafra there? He said no. Is any of them died? Has any of them died? He said no. That one has settled that. Are you get what I'm saying? Sure. So when somebody made a comment, when somebody said, I will bomb this place, you check, even in law, you check the circumstances that warranted that person to say that. Even before you go into that particular comment, you first of all investigate the person from the back. His call, contact, the people that is sponsored, These are the things that you used to use to prove terrorism, for goodness sake. Not
this guy, is he a lawyer? Was he on that case?
Sorry, is this guy?
Why is he telling us all this?
Is he a lawyer? Was he on that case?
I'm not a lawyer.
Why is he telling us all these things? Like, what do I want to do with this information? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge.
Wasn't he supposed to tell the judge all this?
Wasn't he supposed to tell the judge all this fantastic information that he has? Why is he bringing it to us after the fact? He says he has been to Guinea, he has been to many cases of terrorism. I don't know. So you know how serious it is, and your guy is shouting, "Omotosho, show me the law," in a serious case. He's telling the counsel, this counsel to the government, the prosecution, Awomolo, saying that God will judge him and punish him now and forever. In a serious, you call it a serious case. I don't know if this is how they. I mean, again, I didn't study law. I took courses with law students, but the ones that we work together, I don't think they think like this. This is a bit low for me. I'm not a lawyer, so if you're a lawyer, please, when it's time to come up, please come and lecture us. This is how you guys do law. Where we say you go join the case, so now you be there for the matter. You go there, go talk. You can't lose case after your client don't say don't talk when I'm talking, and then he don't say he won't defend himself. The matter, the information where you get, the evidence where you get, you don't go present them more. He go just stand up, say he won't defend himself. He will not tell the judge, right, that he wants to have 23 witnesses, and then you get some days, a particular date. On the day of his defense, he will then tell the court that he's not even doing it again. Then he will ask the court, do you even have jurisdiction? So when he's now done with all that drama, you now come on social media to tell us what should have happened. And I asked the question earlier, was Simon Ekpa caught with banger, knockout or gun in Finland? Because if now by knockout or gun, I don't think they would have imprisoned him, right? And when I'm seeing the comment section, I have to mute some people because it's too early for the childishness. What I'm noticing, right, is that people are not even bold to speak to something that is wrong because that person is from the ethnic group, and that's the person that calls everybody bigot. If somebody era, let me just say it in English. The point is, if you're someone from your household is doing something wrong and you don't correct them, when something happens to them or when the consequences of what they are doing, eventually arrive, it's going to affect you. Meanwhile, social media, you can't get judgment on social. You can't get justice on social media. I don't understand. This should have happened. I don't even know when it should have happened. Maybe before the case. I don't even know. You are the lawyer. You're not the regular person just walking the streets. You were the lawyer in that same case, and you're talking as if you are an analyst, just discussing the merit and demerits of the case. It's amazing. But then again, I'm not a lawyer, so if you're one, when it's time to come up, please feel free to come up and explain to us. Let's just finish this whole thing, and then we'll move on to other things. By the way, what they said happened in Yoruba land earlier, it did happen. Terrible stuff happened, over the weekend. We'll talk about that as well. It's the news, right? It's news. Okay? Enjoy.
We watch it. We pass the people that is sponsored. These are the things that you used to use to prove terrorism, for goodness sake. Not broadcast. And the broadcast we're even talking about, we watch it. We participated in it. Like ESN. He said that now, if you watch in the southeast, what is raining is raping people, kidnapping, and all these things. We are. This is a matter of urgency. We are going to recruit these people to go into the bush and make sure that there is nothing like banditry, kidnapping, and raping.
How will a non-state actor create a body, a security outfit for his region, and you, a lawyer, you are saying that it makes sense? You know, when this nonsense started, we spoke up, but we were told to shut up because apparently we are not Igbos. They say it's like Ibubiagu. Sorry, they say it's like Amotekun. How? The only thing you can compare to Amotekun in the south is Ibubiagu. That's the one that the state governors themselves had to create after you people have created, after we have created Amotekun.
You get them arms and ammunition.
But ESN, those are non-state actors. You get them arms and ammunition, not because the government said so, but because Nnamdi Kanu said so. And you are saying, this is a lawyer. Ogao.
In our bush. And while we are doing this thing, we are going to organize, package the law, and send it to the various state house of assembly for them to enact it as a law, so that it will have backup. In that broadcast, we use Omoteko as a reference point. It was there. Do you know that that particular video was not reviewed in the judgment? I can go on and on and on and on. I have the record of proceedings, Mr. Victor. I can give you a copy. If you have time, just read it. You will ask, reconcile the judgment with the record of proceedings. That's why I posted in my distance. Because Master can say that if you know that you're with me, don't go and start arguing blindly on the social media. Because they normally pay people, they normally recruit people to pull him down. Concentrate on what you're doing. So when I said, for you to talk about any particular judgment, and he said that this judgment is a judgment that is carrying a basket of injustice in his shoulder.
Whoever is carrying that basket, may the person not fall down, but it is well with all the basket cases that we keep hearing. I just think that people can do better, and when people are having conversations about this, I think it's important that we can talk about these things without. It is not ethnic. This case has nothing to do with Igbo people. You have to be retarded to think that this is about Igbos and to be insulting me in the comment section saying when the table turns, which table is going to turn your family house? This is an individual who had a case, or who still, you see, doesn't have a case anyway until they appeal, had a case with the federal government of Nigeria. Have you read the judgment? It's in the Telegram channel, by the way. FRN, Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Nnamdi Kanu, not Yoruba or Fulani or Hausa versus Igbo.
Not satisfactory to you, and I understand.
And if the outcome is not satisfactory to you, and I understand, then you appeal. Not go all over the place writing the comment section, Yoruba people, if something turns, what's going to turn your family house that is making you write nonsense? No ability to even think. Oh, you're writing. Oh, God. Who raised you guys? Anyway, Honorable Obi Agwocha of House of Reps, LP, visited Nnamdi Kanu. Dr. Alex Oti has also visited Nnamdi Kanu. I think the person everybody should be waiting for right now is Peter Obi, because apparently he sees nothing wrong with whatever Nnamdi Kanu is doing. But I wish them all the best, and I hope they go to Court of Appeal, and whatever wants to happen should happen, rather than all this tears. By the way, when we started earlier, somebody came and requested a song. I heard that song on social media. I think it's kicking somebody who is already on the ground. That's why I didn't play it. I don't know if you saw what I wrote earlier, the person who requested. I mean, that song talked about Nnamdi Kanu being in Sokoto, Kirikiri. To be fair, the music is actually good. The music is beautiful. But I also think it's important to play that, right? I think, he's already down. Might as well just chill there without having to kick him there. All right, moving away from what happened in Sokoto, let's come to Sokoto. Kwara, traditional ruler, 6 others escape from bandits' den. That's news. That's the latest on that matter. Earlier today, there was news report that the king was abducted and that they were demanding a specific amount, was 150 million naira. Well, I'm reading from the Channels TV website. Kwara traditional ruler, 6 others escaped from bandits' den. The abducted traditional ruler, Ojibara of Bayagan in Ifelodu local government area of Kwara State, Alhaji Kamilu Salami, and 6 others have escaped from the grip of bandits. Credible sources from the community said that the traditional ruler and 6 other abductees from the neighboring community were able to escape following a vicious attack launched on the bandits by the vigilantes who flooded the forest. The vigilante team launched an attack on the bandits deep in the forest and engaged them in a fierce battle around the Ekwidaji area close to Igbaja. Although the Bale and the 6 other escapees are yet to arrive in the community, they had made contact with members of the community who confirmed what happened, the source said. Yes, you have to part. I already see some retards, like notification now, you are retard. I know how you do your rubbish. I'm not sure you guys even think. Do you even think? I won't block you. You'll be there. You are in the naughty corner permanently. The vigilante team launched an attack on the bandits deep in the forest and engaged them in a fierce battle around the Ekwidaji area close to Igbaja. Although the Bale and the 6 other escapees are yet to arrive in the community, they have made contact with members of the community who confirmed what happened, the source said. The bandits had earlier demanded 150 million naira from the community before the traditional ruler could be freed. It was gathered on Sunday morning that the bandits spoke with the community in the wee hours of today. It was gathered on Sunday morning that the bandits spoke with the community in the wee hours of today to demand the amount. Excuse me, please.
Close the door. It was gathered on Sunday morning that the bandits spoke with the community in the wee hours of today.
It was gathered on Sunday morning that the bandits spoke with the community in the wee hours of today to demand the amount. Oba Ojibara was asked by the bandits to speak with the members of his community for them to believe he was in their custody. It was reliably gathered that the monarch, in his lamentations, urged the community to come to his rescue by negotiating with the bandits for his quick release. The monarch was kidnapped by a gang of bandits who stormed his farm with AK-47 rifles on Saturday. Anyway, the thing now, the news we're getting right now from Channels TV is that vigilantes went in there into the forest and there was a fierce battle between them and the kidnappers. They call them bandits, might as well call them terrorists, and the king has now been rescued. So that's good news, and I hope the people who are mocking their parents in the comment section are actually happy that the king has been released. I don't think so. I think what they'll prefer would be bad news, but that will only happen in their space, because whatever you wish for, that's what you get. All right, moving away from that news, which is quite good, by the way. We're going to move to something. Yeah. So that happened in Kwara State. That's North Central. But in the Southwest, like we discussed last week, the Southwest has agreed to, the Southwest governors have agreed to create a Southwest Security Fund, SWSF, so they have money kept aside only for security, and that money will be handled by the special advisors on security from all the 6 states of the Southwest: Lagos, Oyo, Ogun, Osun, Ondo, and Ekiti. All right, and there will be quick response. They also decided to have to launch a digital security platform where all the 6 states can share information in real time. So any threat, attack, strange movement, or traveler alert or emergency, all the states will be able to see any of those things, in real time. They'll see it immediately. So this is going to, of course, provide quick response. There will be teamwork. There will be more resources. So they're going to be pulling, resources together, and they'll be able to better monitor what's happening in the environment, to be easier to have more intelligence gathered, and the communities will be safer. So that's what the Southwest governors are doing. But something terrible happened in Ogun State, and I should also say this: just because something bad is happening, it doesn't mean that everything that happened because of bandits. Okay? And I know this may be academic, because whoever they kidnap, person will say whether the person a bandit have been a kidnapper, not a bad man. But it's important to say this because people are saying, oh, what it do, what it do, what it warning, what it burial. I think we should also be careful not to raise false alarm. But terrible things, something really bad happened yesterday. Gunmen abduct 6 real estate marketers in Ogun. The Ogun State Commissioner of Police, Lanre Ogunlowo, on Sunday confirmed the abduction of 6 marketers working for a Lagos-based real estate company at Oyebola village in Obafemi Olode local government area of the state. Ogunlowo disclosed this in a telephone interview with our correspondent. This is Punch, by the way. A resident of a neighboring community who spoke on condition of anonymity had earlier alerted our correspondent to the attack, which occurred on Friday. Confirming the incident, Ogunlowo said the marketers were taken while on an inspection visit to the company's land in the area. Quote, so they brought some marketers from Lagos to come and see the land so that they can have the requisite information to market the land for the members of the public who are interested. It was during their visit to this land that the 6 people were abducted. It happened on Friday, and the commander had been on it since. And we shall definitely ensure that these people regain their freedom. The Commissioner of Police said, we wish them well, and we hope they are rescued soon. Speaking of rescue and security, Ondo State Security Network Agency, Amotekun Corps, they announced the 5th batch recruitment exercise. They say a lot of fantastic stuff, but there's something that I found very interesting. They had a lot of criteria. First, they talked about what the objectives of the agency are. Then they talked about the criteria. And the criteria is that you must be an indigene of Ondo State, or you have resided in Ondo State for 10 years upwards of Yoruba extraction, with evidence of the following: local government of origin, proof of payment of development levy for at least 3 years, and so on and so forth. Many fantastic things, what the person is doing, the job, and all of those things. But I like the fact that they're very specific about where those people must come from. We're talking about community policing, not national gig, not federal character. Okay, so they said that the person must, number one, either be an indigene of Ondo State or has lived in Ondo State for 10 years, at least, and must be Yoruba. Some people were talking about this thing. Someone came up with this thing. Oh, are you saying that Yoruba people cannot shake in it? See, because until like body. But you see, if a Yoruba person is caught doing something and you deal with him, you are dealing with him because he did something wrong. The way Nigeria is structured, if somebody from another place does something, that's when you start hearing it's because of where it comes from. Just like what you are hearing right now. It's because he's Igbo. It's because he's from here. It's because he's from there. By the way, it doesn't even make sense. We are talking about community policing for us by us. FUBU, go figure. So this is actually quite nice that Ondo State Security Network Agency, Amotekun, we'll be doing this, and we're looking forward to, great responses, and for our region to be protected by all this through these wonderful initiatives. All right, moving on from security, very quick dash to food. Governor Jide Sanwo-Olu, or let's say the Lagos State government, has offered a cold rice at 57,000 naira per 50 kg for Lagos residents. So, if you want to buy a cold rice, you'll be able to buy between 57,000 and 58,000. This is from Punch newspaper, but I don't think I have to read everything. The header is Sanwo-Olu offers Lagos rice at 57,000 naira per 50 kilogram. Speaking at the 60th annual bankers dinner, if you want to buy rice in Lagos, that's the price now. Eco rice, eco for sure. Let's move on to other things. All right. This is from the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed.
$6.7 billion, the highest in near 7 years. Foreign capital inflows.
$1 billion, the highest in nearly 7 years. Foreign capital inflows into Nigeria amounted to $20.98 billion in the first 10 months of this year, a 428% increase over the 2023 figure. In 2025 alone, microfinance lending has grown by over 14%. More financing for our small businesses means more jobs, more incomes, and more shared prosperity. Again, that's from the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Minister Mohammed Idris. All right. So we played the video here last time. I think it was on Friday, but I think we should play it one more time. It was they're having a meeting right now. I don't know if they finished the meeting actually. What warning? I think this kidnapping Yoruba land is not the bandit of land. It's not impossible. Are you seeing a warning for me when I cannot see myself? My battlefield. It's not. Don't worry. It's just a retard writing nonsense in the comment section. There's no. If they want to ban me, you're not the one that will see it. I will see it directly. It's just one clown that calls himself notification writing rubbish. Don't mind him. All right. Where was I? So this person, by the way, the Northern Governors Forum, they're having a meeting. My battlefield, please stop. It's actually, now you're distracting me. It's okay. Don't worry, sir. I don't think, if I've uttered anything, you will not know it. I will say it. They will send me the message. You won't say it. Am I worried? So I don't get distracted. So I was.
I don't know what they talk when they that meeting, but the ACF leader, the Arewa Consultative Front leader, decided to tell us what Nigeria should do with the bandits. Take a listen to this, and just wonder how we got here. Take a listen, please.
Talking, by negotiating, by consultation. The debate is still there. It's out there. The jury is still out. But I understand a mixture of the two has been used successfully in quite a number of places already. So maybe in the end, this has to be put together and applied. But I remember very well when there was amnesty program in the Niger Delta, during those chaotic times, and it has worked perfectly. They were given amnesty. They were sent to school. They came back. They become integrated in the system, and they are useful products and citizens of Nigeria. That also aspect can be looked at in terms of the North. Most of these bandits have not had the opportunity to go to school, have not had the opportunity to actually enjoy what we ordinarily do in the cities. And
It's quite interesting, isn't it? Apparently, we have to be careful before we set precedents in Nigeria, because now our consultative forum is using the amnesty program that Yaradua put together
Is using
as a basis for what Nigeria should
the amnesty program that Yaradua had put together for agitators in the South as a basis for what Nigeria should do
to ensure
to the
that
bandits.
those young people,
Interest. And they said they're not going to school. Whose duty,
the governor, local government,
right? Whose duty is to ensure that those young people go to school? The president, the governors, local government chairmen, parents, religious leaders,
so if na me
traditional
come
rulers.
carry them, make them go
Whose duty?
Abi na Tinubu go dey carry people. I said the other day, Jonathan built and provide just because you are president. It has to come from within. So whenever the 157, thank you, 100 use at the moment, what does that tell you? It tells you that, I mean, it should have consulted them very well, to be honest. When the people are ready, they will be free. It's not about what the government can do, but now they're asking for amnesty.
Them very well, to be honest. When the people are ready,
Leaders,
they will be free. It's not about what the government can do, but now they're asking for amnesty. It's quite interesting. But while their leaders are asking for amnesty, our own leaders are talking about how to, I mean, if that's what they think will work, I hope it works. Whatever the government wants to do, it is well. But there was an interview yesterday that was granted by the Ooni of Ife, Oba Enitan Ogunwusi Obadieye, and it was on Channels TV. Asked a question about the security of Yoruba land, and he had
They were very, very instrumental into the security in some part of Southwest. The OPC, Odua People's Congress, and so there are other hunters associations here and there, and I know that the Yoruba culture is such that you have a Balogun who leads the hunters in case there is any incursion. But a lot of Yoruba land, a lot of communities in Yoruba land in the Southwest region have now been badly decimated by some of these bandits. And what are you learning, Your Imperial Majesty, about this? What are the intelligence coming to you?
To our people, and we will continue to just back us up. And so far, so good. We've all aligned for that, and that's what we're doing. It's not negotiable, and we're not going back.
That's fantastic from KBC. When they come, we're going to push them back, and then he also, talked about what happened in the past and how you're able to push them back in the past. And when they come again, or if they come again, they'll be defeated just like our fathers defeated them. So that's actually quite good and inspiring coming from the Oni. All right, moving on from that.
Since talking about security, Bishop Matthew Asankuka has said that, some people say he's denying massacre of Christians. But let me just read the news so that you can tell me what you can make up your mind. He said you can kill 10 million people.
Arguing that such a label would heighten tensions, breed suspicion, and allow criminals to exploit the situation, ultimately undermining interfaith dialogue and cooperation with the government. Speaking while presenting a paper at the 46th Supreme Convention of the Knights of St. Mulumba in Kaduna, he stated that on the issue of alleged Christian killings in Nigeria, he aligns fully with the Vatican Secretary of State, the President of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, and all Catholic bishops in the country. He said they are saying that he said, quote, They are saying that 1,200 churches are burnt in Nigeria every year. And I ask myself, in which...
We do not know where these figures came from. All those talking about persecution, has anyone ever called to ask, quote, Bishop Kuka, what is the situation? No, quote. The data being circulated cleverly avoids the Catholic Church because they know Catholics don't indulge in hearsay. Explaining the misuse of the word genocide, he noted,
study this a bit. It's not so much about the faith. But he's right. When people come up with these numbers of 1,200 churches being burnt down in Nigeria every year, takum lai, eperolon. Anyway, I don't know how true that is. So I think it's just saying people should be cautious, and it's quite interesting as well that Catholic Church is not even being talked about. And most of the people that talk about these things seem not to really care what the Catholic Church has to say about it. After all, they're also part of the Nigerian Church. Well, the Catholic Church may not be saying the same thing as others, or may not be echoing the sentiment of Christians.
Regional leader of the Church of Christ in Nations, clearly believes and affirms there's a Christian genocide going on in parts of Nigeria. He was on Channels TV and had this to say. Please take a listen.
Like this because I can't hand over my grandchildren to Islam, because when suffering starvation hurt them, they will go into slavery. And this is the agenda of all Islamic terrorists to take over the nation. And the nation is sleeping, is sleeping. They have to wake up. These people that want to help the nation, they don't want to use them, but people are out with agenda to destroy Nigeria, both economically, both physically, both the class.
Don't ever leave.
Someone said that the bishop has taken.
I just want to ask the question: the pastor who just spoke, has he taken political bent as well? Because how you jump from waiting the happen to make Shetima resign? How does that have anything to do with anything? You know, again, if you are experiencing crisis or people are dying that you are overseeing as a minister, you don't care. You just
It is well. We must learn this middle of the road thing. Not be everything they, you know. I'm trying not to say everything I'm thinking because I don't understand how we jump from the crisis to asking the vice president to resign. So I can have a Christian vice president. It is well. Well, that's his thought, I guess. Moving away from the reverend, go to another reverend. And this time,
reported on, sorry, he had an interview published by the Punch newspaper. The headline is Trump targeting Nigeria's oil, says Bakari. The serving overseer of the Citadel Global Community Church, Pastor Tunde Bakari, has claimed that the motive behind President Donald Trump's recent designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern and his allegations of Christian genocide is the U.S. president's interest in Nigeria's oil wealth. If you're on TikTok, please follow us out. Thank you very much for your support. But let's keep it going. Thank you. According to Bakari, who spoke during a State of the Nation address
and declaring, quote unquote, "We are here now." He said the revelation signaled a particular interest Trump would take in. I'll tell that again. He said the revelation signaled a particular interest Trump would take in Nigeria linked to Middle East politics, oil and gas, real estate, and the country's expanding technology sector. Bakari said it was clear to us that President Donald Trump was going to have a particular interest in Nigeria, Nigeria's oil wealth and other mineral resources will be critical to the Trump presidency, as will our role to the value chain of emerging technologies. Let me just jump a few paragraphs. The Nigerian government should present the United States with a mutually beneficial
Nigeria's security, educational development, industrialization, and access to cutting-edge technologies. We urge the federal government to negotiate a strategic business deal with Washington rather than wait to be pressured, stressing that Nigeria must not miss the window of opportunity. One good thing I see in all of this is how cool and calm the president has been. It's been cool, it's been calm, not flying all over the place, going to Washington to meet somebody. You know, he understands leadership. Of course, we've had the NSA, and we've had traveling to Washington.
Jonathan has insisted that the recent military coup in Guinea-Bissau was not a coup and described it as maybe a ceremonial coup. Gunfire had erupted around key government institutions in Bissau on Wednesday as soldiers claimed to have total control of the country. President Umaru Sissoco Embalo also said he was arrested in his office at the presidential palace, sparking panic and prompting the military to impose a curfew, suspend the electoral process, close borders, and detain senior officials, including top military and interior ministry figures. The federal government condemned the development as a serious threat to democracy and regional stability and confirmed that Jonathan, who was in the country as head of the West African Elders,
Special flight alongside members of his delegation. So that's that about that. We also know that the federal government is allowing the former president of Guinea-Bissau to essentially granting him asylum, be in the embassy of his country, Nigeria, but Nigeria is going to ensure that he's safe and all of that. And speaking of traveling, FD said to introduce single travel emergency passport. By the way, if you are in Nigeria, most of us are Nigerians.
Moving on, work has commenced on the full reconstruction of the 108 kilometers Ilesha-Ife-Ibadan expressway. Some government officials were around to commission it. Take a listen to what they have to say.
Have resorted to driving away to avoid the numerous potholes and ditches that dot the stretch. The deplorable state of the 108.4-kilometer dual carriageway has increased travel time and contributed to several accidents, leading to loss of lives. But in May this year, the federal government, through the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy,
we last. So, but when we now see that they are using iron rod, we the people that are living around here, we are amazing because we don't see such something like this before. We are praising the president that he did a very wonderful job for us here because we have been suffering on this road for so long.
Traders around the area expressed appreciation to the president for approving the reconstruction of the critical highway.
Really love it.
All right. Thank you to the traders and everybody. The point is not to precision.
The Minister of Maritime, that's Boyga Yutada. He has been able to get Nigeria returned to Category C of the International Maritime Organization, IMO HQ Council. Which is actually quite good news. I mean, I'm sure people in that sector will understand the implications of that. While all of this was going on, the chairman of Kazauri local government in Jigawa State has done an empowerment by
in Nigeria. I'm sure you must have heard it. Someone said winter jacket. Yes, winter jacket. Oh, winter jacket. I saw it. I was like, I mean, I'm saying it in passing. They are now giving to them Leo Kokon. Come that be raw. That's empowerment. May God empower all of us, because if this is empowerment, now God and we all deal. Anyway, this is a full list of all the ambassadors. I mean, I'm not going to mention all the names anyway, but we all know that. I'm sure you must have heard by now that.
Non-carrier ambassador, also there's also the wife of the past State governor, Ajimobi. This is Florence Ajimobi. There's Jimmy Ibrahim, there's Grace Bent, Adamawa State. I mean, all the names are nice. There's some names that I just found very, very, I like the fact that
list is Otumba Femi Pedro. Was former deputy governor to President Tinubu when he was governor before they had a fallout. But I'm glad, this is happening. Apparently they've sorted it and they're making progress. All right, a few more things before we go on to other things. Someone says Yoruba men are replacing Yoruba women. Florence Ajimobi is not corrupt. Florence Ajimobi is Yoruba woman. No. She is Yoruba. She is Yoruba. I know what you want to say, but she is Yoruba. She is. Deal with it.
went that person is? You know Folashade Bent? Grace Folashade Bent, who is representing Adamawa State. Where do you think she's from? When she was in the Senate representing Adamawa, who do you, does her name Grace Folashade sound like somebody from Adamawa State? That one, she got people from that culture cannot become Yoruba. Period. It doesn't, I don't care whether the person is Igbo, Hausa, or Fulani. The real issue, no. Abiola is actually her husband's name. The real issue is the people's willingness to assimilate into cultures. Yoruba people have done it in other people's regions. Other people have done it in Yoruba regions. There are people in Yoruba, I don't want to mention names. Maybe even some of your governors. There are people in Yoruba land that we know 1-2 generations ago. She's not Benin, she's Lebanese. Why do you people write all this in the comments with so much confidence? She's not Benin. Her father is Lebanese. He was born and bred in Ibadan. But in Nigeria, if you marry into a particular state, that man is that you can claim. If the man marries a foreigner, that person becomes Nigerian. If the woman marries a foreigner, the man can never become Nigerian. I hope you know. Didn't our forefathers swear that no praise and baribas are assimilated? And so what? Is Shango's mother not Nupe? Will you go back in time and go and kill Shango because you hate the fact that you married somebody outside? I beg, please. This is not the platform for that nonsense. Please. In fact, I'm going to mute it. I don't have time for. This is not the place where they do all those. You have one follower, one that for 3 following. You don't have a name. I beg. Not here. This is not the place for. This is not the place for extremism. If you have a problem with that, that's on you. But she's representing your land.
launched by over 300 terrorists from multiple fronts began at about 0250 hours, 2:50 a.m. today, and was decisively defeated through swift intelligence, tactical maneuver, and superior firepower by troops of 28th Task Force Brigade. The troops were on alert. The fight lasted for over 2 hours, during which the gallant soldiers held their ground firmly and prevented the terrorists from breaching the security of the adjoining towns. The person said something earlier and said, Bariba, our forefathers swore that Bariba.
Because the rate you are going to go back in time and wipe out a lot of families just to be able to have purity. And by the time you are done, we'll do DNA test for you and discover that you concept not completely. That would be very interesting, by the way. That would be very interesting. Where were we? Lagos State records highest non-import VAT October 2025. Number one, Lagos, 282.24 billion naira VAT in October alone. Rivers
for a very long time was Bariba, including the famous Basharonga. Basharonga is Bariba. Do you know one of the major warriors in Ibadan is a descendant of Basharonga, who is Bariba? Do you know Seun Ogunlola was actually Bariba? All these things of purity, Aryan race, hey, is a dangerous thing, no? It's a very dangerous thing. People assimilate and become Yoruba, and so you have the Alakbeni, for instance. You had certain titles just given to Antwala to pay out.
Creating a new identity, a new city state that did not exist before. It was created by Oromio, and then they built something out of it. But if Bariba, listen to what I'm about to say. If Bariba people want to fight Oyo, those who are Oyo will fight against Bariba. This is what we have in history. Because the ones who are here have now become the people. The real issue, and it's what you see across different cultures across the world. It's not a Nigerian thing, it's not even a Yoruba thing. Tombafe Jagun
And that's the funny thing with all this can you have blood, mixed blood. You and can you call for it? That's what that you are like what? There are people who became Yoruba by naturalization. Ṣé gbogbo naturalization tó máa ń ṣe ń sìn òyìnbó kọ́ ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ o, àwa ti ń ṣe káwọn òyìnbó ní ká tó mọ òyìnbó àwa ti ń ṣe o. Àwọn kan wálẹ̀ Yorùbá láti Mali tó di Yorùbá o. I'm talking 6, 7, 8 centuries ago tó ń di Yorùbá o, tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ̀ yàtọ̀ ń sìn yìí o. The point is tí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣé
the person is actually assimilated. That's the test. So you find a person who's, I mean, I know a family, 1970s, not Dela Yoruba. 1970s. Atokwati Awogbo Okolo Dawaja, O marry, what to do more. Family can adopt one, in direct or not to adopt one. What they don't want, Yoruba no one thing. This is not even ancient history. This is 1970s. If I bring I'll just say I can even show you. The real issue is say and when you are assimilated into the culture. Why do we push back against Igbo representation in Yoruba land?
Federal Capital Territory kìíní kan tó máa ń pariwo yẹn. It was in Lagos. It was representing Lagos in Ibadan in Parliament. The question you should be asking is, what did he do in that capacity tó mú ìlọsíwájú bálẹ̀ Yorùbá? And it's not the only one. We had Tony Welu recently. We've had some of them in our House of Assembly. We've had them. So we know. The reason we say no to them is not because they are hated. It's because that's their culture. Why do you think what the Sardauna said in 1964 is literally what you are still saying? I must become the Oga of everybody.
I mentioned Oshoditakwa earlier. He got into Lagos as a slave. Somehow, long story, but long story cut short, he got into the palace of the Oba of Lagos. Eventually distinguished himself, started working for the Oba. His children went to school before the children of some aristocrats in Lagos. Always citing the Oba, even when the British arrived and then there was the Akintoye and Kosoko issue, went to the eventually they returned, build something as Yoruba men. Now, are you saying that I should now go to Saleko and go and tell and tell all these children that they should move because they are Yorubas?
into Ife, and some of them stayed back and became part of us. 11th century Ifa, not recently. Why? Because Ife was where everything was happening. Everything was happening in Ife. People went to be in Ife. You know, it was a happening place. And this is not just, I'm not just, you know what, maybe we should start from there. And by the way, if the Yoruba lady here who I was responsible, if I see here, I hope you are hearing Ijako. It's just that I don't like extremists. It wasn't between 1200 though. It's between 1000.
11th century is between the 1000s. I mean, within the 1000s, so from 1000 to 1099. I want to read something to you. We have to, I mean, we can push against so many things, right? But we've got to be very careful not to reduce ourselves because we're in Nigeria. Nigeria kolo determine isi Yoruba. I want to read something to you from a document that was written in, I think it was 1352. No. I said I was going to talk about something before we go today. So